Okay, I'm kind of too late to catch on here, but a few days back I created a Twitter account and of course I decided to follow other accounts. The one which in some way or form harbor my interests and try not to make a ragbaggy muck of my feed like my Instagram. While on this, I searched for a certain someone and it led me to @buff mage. And thanks to the sheer lack of ambiguity in the title, you already know the tweeting mage, who is Buff. As an entrepreneur celebrity who is more often than not at the cusp of things, Mr. Musk, regardless of one's stand on these intolerantly opinionated grounds of the holy internet, is one of the latter bunch. Enticement all the more is the not an overwhelming 81 accounts he follows, as of now. Surfing through his following list, some of the accounts seem rather interesting, both on their own and more so due to the fact that Elon must be somehow interested in them. The first one, which comes off as cheekily and skull-thrashingly obvious, Mars. Yep, the third runner-up sphere of human interest has its own Twitter. Of course, one would like to follow their second apparent motherland, won't they? Elongated Muskrat also follows the one and only, it's animated, nah, it's live action, nah, it's animated, Disney remake expert, Jon Favreau. Then there is the Shoujo Sanctum, @cardcaptor Sakura. Well, all I could say is that it was a sight to behold, especially for someone with a knockoff weeb as fuck Instagram username. @cardcaptor Sakura could do with a lot more love. Head over via boozies. And no, Sakuras are fucking useless. Fight me. Next up is another one from the land of the rising sun, the Japanese billionaire entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa, who has quite a tongue-in-cheeky username, @usuck2020. Is he a fortune teller baba? Well, we don't know. Does he suck? Doesn't appear to, but who knows. You might know him as being the first civilian who'll fly around the moon on SpaceX's Starship, scheduled to launch in 2023. Recently, he's been in news, which he quite so often is, for some real doozy stuff. For more on this one heck of a bloke, you could watch my next video discussing him. And trust me, he is someone you most likely would like to know about.
I've had visions of Mars for the past few months. I'm a visionary.
Well, this too isn't surprising. South Park. Musk following South Park is interesting just for the heck of it. And of course, he has a cameo in the show.
Hello everyone and welcome to the tour. I'm Elon Musk. Are we gonna have some fun today?
Oh great, a stupid tour guide. Can we just talk to someone important, please? We want to go to Mars.
And getting anywhere takes ingenuity.
Then there's that account with the catchy but scratchy my ass name, Internet of Shit. The page links to a site which reads, "We track Internet of Things devices, their privacy track record and what's worth buying." And now one could start making sense of that username, albeit unconvincingly. Well, are these all singing, all dancing, smart thermostats and video ring bells just pieces of shit? And for the sake of tasteful continuity, we put Bill Lee after Internet of Shit, who literally has a shit emoji as a surname. And he too is an obvious choice to follow for Musk. He is the founder of Craft Ventures, which is an early stage fund dedicated to the craft of building great companies. Their site reads, "Founders backing founders. We invest in outstanding teams that are creating market-defining products." And a scroll down reveals their portfolio, which includes the likes of Elon's Neuralink, The Boring Company, and SpaceX. Other notable investments include Reddit, Bird, the last mile electric scooter unicorn that you have heard about but you haven't, and Cloud9, the esports giant which gave us Shroud. Building and growing his first company, Remark, which pioneered monetizing internet discussions by providing internet message board functionality to companies like eBay, Yahoo, and Sun, Bill learned that, quote-unquote, starting a company is like eating glass and staring into the abyss of death. An insight Musk has gone on record to share. Tim Urban is one of internet's most popular writers, and his blog Wait But Why certainly boasts of quite many distinguished fans. One of them is an elongated muskrat. Not to mention that there is an entire Elon Musk post series on the site. One of the more popular ones is titled Elon Musk, the world's raddest man. Well, whatever your stand is on Musk, they are definitely worth a read, and I've linked a few in the description. P.S. He's that guy you've seen in that TED Talk, Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator. Next is Kimball Musk. Well, whatever you do, you gotta follow another brother from the same mother, right? He is Elon's younger brother. Kimball himself has got a lot of work done and built impressive businesses, and has come a long way since the olden days of Zip2 when the brothers collaborated and sold their first venture off to Compaq for a blockbuster $307 million. He is the co-founder of Square Roots, a tech-enabled urban farming company, and also an amazing restaurateur, co-founding The Kitchen, Boulder, Chicago, Denver, and Fort Collins, which has consistently been named as one of America's top restaurants. Driving the same Cybertruck of revolutionizing the future as Onisa Elon, Kimball is on for revolutionizing the farming and food industry. Well, again for that sweet continuity, here's the fam. Tosca Musk. She's Elon's other entrepreneurial sibling, and like the other two has fared commendably in her ventures. She's a filmmaker, CEO, and co-founder of a streaming service called Passionflix, which, of course, as the name gives away, produces passion movies, romance films, and series which have been adapted from romance novels. And of course, you gotta follow your dear mother on Twitter. Mae Musk, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is a dietitian and an author. Well, what more can be said? She is a high-net mother of 3 high-net individuals.
I built a city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the great would not be constrained by the small, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality. I chose to build rapture.
Another interesting person I found rolling in Musk's following list is Ken Levine, who somehow got the sober username @Levine for himself and out of the reach of someone like Adam Levine. Ken, after frolicking around his social media, came off to me as someone I should have known already, but I didn't. While I am no less familiar to the reputation and prowess of the BioShock games, I did not know Ken was at the helm for both of them. He is the creative director at Ghost Story Games, a rebranding of Irrational, which developed titles like BioShock and BioShock Infinite. And it shouldn't come as a surprise for someone who made his first bucks coding and selling a game, like Musk, to be following an industry mastermind like Ken. Also, he has quite an eloquent article on Medium about getting into the games industry, titled Getting In, which if read at 5 AM before the break of dawn feels like a semi-enchanting, immersive piece of in-game diary notes or letters, which are actually good, on the Witcher 3 level of exemplary, if I may. Well, I won't mention it a third time, but Niche Gamer is another gaming account he follows. Their bio reads premier gaming site and community for niche and unique video games across the globe. I guess Stadia users will be reveling in their sheer nicheness in the Niche Gamers community. If you've ever read a Stephen Hawking book, you would have an idea what the Royal Society is, regardless of the fact if you follow the scientific community ardently or not. It is the fellowship of the world's most eminent scientists and the oldest scientific academy in continuous existence. And here's the youngest verified account owner Musk follows, the Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai. And last but not at all in the least, top of the barrel are his own offsprings, Hyperloop, OpenAI, Tesla, and SpaceX, and The Boring Company.
so much.